Yes, welcome to the show. We have a lot of topics to discuss today, and I will start from the most riveting thing that has been bothering a lot of NBA players and fans, which is the fact that the All NBA teams have been announced. For those that don't understand that, it's basically the first three teams. So basically like a World 11 for football, but in basketball it's like the starting five. So they have two guards and three front court players. So there's the first, second, and third team. And I'll just give you a little background to this because the implication of this is that especially players that are free agents, if they're able to make one of these first three teams, any of them, they could be granted the supermax salary, which is actually the highest possible salary that a player could receive. So I'll let Immortal read out the list, and then we'll see if anybody was snubbed, if anybody was left off that list, or if the list is perfect.
Obviously, the list is far from perfect. So for the 2018-2019 All NBA first team, we have Giannis Antetokounmpo from the Milwaukee Bucks. We have Paul George from OKC Thunders. We have James Harden from Houston Rockets. Stephen Curry from Golden State Warriors, and also Nikola Jokic from Denver Nuggets. So we have Giannis as the forward, Paul George as the forward, Harden and Curry as the backcourt, and also Jokic as the center. But for the second team, we have Joel Embiid from Cameroon. You know the boy, he represents Africa so well. We have Kevin Durant, Damian Lillard, and also Kawhi Leonard. Okay, not forgetting Kyrie. So that's five. Kyrie represents as a guard. For the third team, we have Westbrook as the guard, representing OKC Thunders. We have Blake Griffin, LeBron James, and Rudy Gobert, and also Kemba Walker, who is also being posterized for taking up the spot of someone very known called Klay Thompson.
Okay, so obviously your take now is that Klay Thompson deserves to be there over Kemba Walker.
He deserves to be there over Kyrie in the second team.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Why do you think he deserves to be there over Kyrie?
Okay. Klay Thompson, he might not be the most flashy NBA player. He might not have those great handles, but what would you need great handles for when you can shoot from 30 feet deep? Why would you need to drive to the basket every time when you have such high scoring accuracy only behind Stephen Curry? And we should not forget Steve Kerr. Right now, he still holds the record for the most accurate 3-point percentage. He has about 50% in history. No, even Steph Curry is number 4 on that list. So Steve Kerr still holds the record for the highest 3-point percentage. Now we know Klay Thompson. This argument, I'm not even sure it's an argument, but this debate could go on forever. He's right now one of the top 5 shooters of all time. Name one player who is better than Steph Curry in 3-point percentage right now, and you're almost going to see all those players in the top 5. And Klay Thompson is a lockdown top 5 shooter of all time. I don't understand. In fact, I'm very upset.
So if I'm getting it right, you're using his legacy.
I'm not using his legacy
because these teams are season. It's like a season award. Now, is there any statistic you think that Klay Thompson performed better than Kyrie this season?
People don't understand this, but I think the whole NBA circle, from the sport writers, from the media guys, they're judging Klay Thompson based on his first 7 games of the season. He had a poor start to the season. He had a very poor start to the season. First 7 games, he was averaging, I think, 30 points per game, and also shooting below 30% on 3-point line.
So what was the average for the entire season? Was he up to 22?
It was higher than 22. He averaged 22 points per game for the remaining 71 games of the season, and he also had 14 points. No, he had 22 points on the 3 points on all his games. That's 22 points per game. He also had 47.3% from the field, and also he was averaging 42% from 3-point range. So you need a player who, even though he has a bad start, even though he has a bad dip, you could always depend on to come back in his form. Now, there's one thing. No, I'm very upset. I'm not done. I'm not done.
I need to get in my comfort zone real quick. I need to get in my comfort zone because I think that you're just ranting, and
I'm speaking facts.
I think, when a player is maybe, first or second best on his team, it can be proven that, okay, yeah, his stats mean a lot, but I think when you look at a player like Klay Thompson, he's not the leader on the team. He's not the second leader on the team. He's not even the third leader.
He has to sacrifice.
All the points he gets is because of he has a great team. He has a great coach, and I'm not doubting his game. He's a very wonderful player. But to compare him to somebody like Kyrie, that Kyrie has carried the team from game 1 till they went home in the playoffs, I think that's disrespect. And I just think you're just ranting, man. Like,
And to buttress on Ifiok's point, I'll just give you a little more. So you said he averaged 22. That means he didn't average as much as Kyrie, because Kyrie had averaged at least 23. But he talked about Kyrie being a leader as well. Now, understand that there's no time that Kyrie is going to play any team that Kyrie is not going to be double teamed. If you look at Golden State Warriors, Steph Curry, let's even leave Curry because sometimes they double Curry, but Klay Thompson is always going to be open, or at least one person on him, because of the attention that Kevin Durant is going to take, the attention that Steph Curry is going to take. People argue that Klay Thompson is going to have easier shots. Obviously, the percentage is supposed to. He's a great shooter. I'm not taking that away from him, but I cannot give the third or maybe even fourth option sometimes on the team, higher respect, or a higher ranking than the number one option on the team. The argument should actually, I even thought the argument you would make would be for Kemba, because a lot of people say, because Kemba did not make the playoffs, even if he carried his team, they say he didn't carry them to the playoffs. So that would be even a stronger argument, but it's not one that he would win.
I felt they spited Kevin Durant as well as LeBron James. That's just based on statistical evidence. I mean, not every player averaged 27 points, 8 rebounds, and 8 assists.
No, there's a reason why even Kawhi is not in first team, and that is just because there's an amount of games you have to play to qualify for. First of all, to qualify for even like things like MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, and I think for first team as well. Like LeBron played only 55 games. Kawhi played. I know Kawhi missed 22 games or so. So this will automatically cannot get into first team. Now someone like KD, he was not on the first team, but then I looked at the forwards that were there. Giannis and Paul George are MVP candidates. You're not taking out any MVP candidates for
James Harden.
Well, I mean that's a guard, so nobody ever questioned James Harden being. I think the guards for the first team.
Would you say that Paul George had a better season than Kevin Durant?
I think it was harder for Paul George to do what he did than for KD to do what he did. And I think Paul George had a better. Yeah, of course, Paul George scored more. Paul George, he was also the best. I think he was the best defending wing in the game as well. So yeah, he had a better season than KD. People even argue like it's between KD and Steph, like it's because I think it's just 1 point difference actually, even in their averages. So
I think what you guys are forgetting is this. You're looking at someone whose leadership has been questioned throughout the season. That's Kyrie Irving. Okay,
we need to get into that leadership talk.
Yes,
I don't buy it
because you mentioned a player like Kawhi Leonard, who right now he's regarded as the best NBA player because of his aggressiveness and also his numbers in the playoffs right now. Now, why do we call Kawhi Leonard, or why is he even being regarded in that conversation as one of the best players? Because he's a two-way player. You can only have as much as two-way players in the league, and out of about 3 guys who are good two-way players, if you mention top 3 two-way players, Klay Thompson definitely has to be among top 3 two-way players.
I put him over
top 3.
I put him over Kawhi.
No.
Paul George.
Kawhi is number 1.
Paul George.
Paul George is 2.
Giannis.
He's number 3. I'm saying Klay Thompson is number 3 for me.
Wait, so over Giannis then?
Of course.
Okay.
Now let's see. One thing about Klay Thompson is this: Klay Thompson actually sacrificed. He said that he's going to sacrifice his offensive abilities to help Steph Curry on defense. Now, he said that he's going to help take the load off of Steph Curry by improving his defensive abilities. We all know Curry has some limitations on defense.
Yeah.
So he said he's going to improve his game in such a way that he takes the load off of Steph Curry so that Steph Curry is not questionable on defense. This is a guy who sacrifices for the team. Okay, we like talking about the fact that he's a third wheel in the Warriors team. But what happened 5 years ago? Chris Bosh was the third wheel to LeBron James.
Chris Bosh had actually led a team before, and when he was when Chris Bosh was there, when he was the third wheel, he never made first team.
The only reason why Klay Thompson has not led a team is because he's loyal to the Warriors. Is that a bad thing?
Well, too bad for him.
Is that a bad thing?
He should have listened to his dad. Now you were talking about leadership. Why do you think Kyrie is a bad leader? I keep hearing this.
I didn't say he's a bad leader.
Okay, he said his leadership was questioned.
Of course.
Why are you questioning his leadership?
Because it's questionable.
But can I say something before like about the Klay Thompson thing? Because Draymond Green is the person that sets the tone of that team.
Yeah.
And without a Draymond Green all of Klay Thompson's sacrifice is really in vain. You take out Draymond Green, and you're gonna see Klay Thompson has lots of flaws in his defense and even his offense.
And offense, yeah.
But that's no disrespect to him. He's still a great player.
And to Klay Thompson's credit, he's like the microwave of this generation. There's an old player, Vinny the Microwave Johnson. He used to hit up. Nobody could hit up faster than him. Yeah, Klay Thompson is, he can hit up for, he can hit up quicker than anybody else. Now, you were talking about Draymond Green.
Draymond Green coming out in the draft, he was compared to LeBron James. And I think most people don't know how talented he is because he plays a small role in Golden State just to make sure that they win championships. Without Draymond Green, taking a back seat, I think there's a lot more he could do offensively. And he proved that, in a couple of series with the Cleveland Cavs especially. It's no disrespect to Klay Thompson, but
like the last game, so the game 7 of the one Cavs one.
Yeah.
Draymond Green actually had a triple double, 32 point triple double,
39 points.
yeah,
So I mean, everybody there is sacrificing. It's not
Everybody.
KD and Steph are no longer winning. What's it called? MVPs, and then look at it properly.
He did. Because for me, I just like how he ended the whole conversation. He said that he would rather win NBA titles than get into any NBA first, second, third team.
Well,
And I can respect that.
well, you know the best way to answer that. Steph Curry is also winning titles, and he's on the team, so you don't need to choose really. you can get both.
What I don't understand is he's regarded as a third wheel in this very, very magnificent team.
Right.
I told you that some years ago, Bosch was considered the third wheel.
Yeah.
But he got into the NBA team, and you were making reference to the fact that okay, he led the team before that, and also Kevin Love in Cleveland Cavaliers, he was regarded as the third wheel.
Yeah.
When he played with Kyrie and LeBron James, but he still
It might be fourth, yeah. But now my thing is not about whether he's first or fifth wheel on his team. My thing is, who are you taking off? Who has he outperformed this season?
see one thing is this.
Kemba averaged like 25 points or so.
One thing is this: all those guys deserve to be on the NBA first, second, and third team.
Yeah.
But if you're gonna see a list without Klay Thompson, who is a lockdown perimeter defender, that's a disrespect to the man.
I understand why you would feel like that until you see the list.
I've seen the list.
And then you say take somebody out.
well,
Westbrook, Kemba.
we could go on and on.
Now,
I didn't even want to talk about Westbrook because
please,
Westbrook
don't do that.
Westbrook is
Don't
called
do
Westbrook
that.
right now.
Don't do that.
Westbrook has
Don't
the
do that.
lowest
Oh my gosh.
free rebounds.
All his numbers were down, and his numbers came down so much that his points were the same as Klay Thompson's own. That's how low his numbers came. And do you know where his assists were? He led the league in assists.
Klay Thompson is not the face of the Golden State Warriors franchise.
Okay, well, whose fault?
We're not calling him out anywhere right now. We're saying it's a disrespect to the man.
he could go
It's a
to the
disrespect to his
Nets.
hard work. It's a disrespect to his commitment.
Nobody
Day in,
respecting
day
his
out.
hard work. He's
man, you're ranting.
He's lost $30 million. What are you talking about?
Wow.
You're ranting.
All right, you know what? Let's take out all the guards for him. I think we should even take out Steph, because Steph doesn't deserve to be in first team. Clay should be there.
Hey,
Your
you know
word.
what?
It should be Harden and Clay.
Your word against mine.
Klay Thompson should be MVP.
Yeah, you know.
I think it's a disrespect to him.
I mean, if
He deserves it.
you guys keep calling Yannis, it should be Klay Thompson.
Everybody deserves to be whatever he wants to be.
True.
So let's go to the front court players, the big men. These three centers that made it were Jokic for first team, Embiid for second team, and Rudy Gobert for third team.
Yep.
Now people make cases for the two Anthonys, Anthony Davis and Karl Anthony Towns. Do you think they should have been in those lists?
If you want to go.
Yeah. I mean, first of all, Karl Anthony Towns is soft. I gotta say that, man. He's soft.
Stop being Jimmy Butler.
And for the other guy, I think he had a kind of inconsistent season based on injuries or whatever. But if he was healthy, he'd definitely be, probably
Off the court or off the pitch is always going to affect your media outlook.
So you think that wanting to be traded
is
negative?
You think that affected? You think that affected his chances of being?
Who voted? The media and the broadcasters.
Yeah, but why would the media be upset in the first place?
I'm not saying they're upset. I'm talking about the fact that he was inconsistent, even though he's a very, very great player.
He was inconsistent as a player.
That's what I'm saying.
On the court, and he was injured, so they had to put him on minutes restriction. It had nothing to do with his trade demands
or his statistics.
All I'm saying is, right now, I'm disappointed with the list.
Before his injury, him and LeBron were on 27.
Yeah.
Then with the minutes restriction, I think he had like 20 minutes per game. It dropped, so I don't know what his final what point per game average was. Now, it won't cost him much because everybody knows Anthony Davis. It's just like the Kevin Durant injury. You know that when they come back, they're still going to
be top notch.
Eddie to me is still a top 3 player, or at worst, he's a top 5 player in the league. So
he's definitely number 1 in his position.
Yeah, of course. Like there's no big that can shine his shoes. But well, too bad the injury bug caught him. The problem with this is Karl Anthony Towns was up for a contract that would earn him close to 32 million per year. And well, with this, his team can really bargain and say, well, you don't deserve that. You were not in this team. And I wouldn't change anything actually for the bigs because this guy Rudy Gobert, I remember saying it here that he was crying when he didn't make the All-Star team.
Yeah.
I'm happy for him now. Like he's getting his due credit.
Yeah, he deserves it.
And to your point about sacrificing and being a third wheel and all that, Rudy Gobert is not the first. Donovan Mitchell is the face of their franchise.
Yeah.
He's not on that team, but Rudy Gobert, he still found a way to stick his neck out for himself. And hey, look at him on that team. Donovan Mitchell is never on any other list. So, I mean, your ranking in your team doesn't necessarily put you down or to the players. So yeah, I won't change anything for the bigs. Now, how about the forwards? You were saying LeBron was slighted.
Yeah, I was saying LeBron was slighted.
Why?
But you gave me the games thing.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I think statistically, LeBron has always been one of the top 3 most efficient players every season. But now I think it's no longer about efficiency. Even statistically, I mean, LeBron probably had one of his best seasons ever, if not his best. I just think that as a player, he always comes and does his best, his utmost, to help the team win. It's not a lot of players like that.
Yeah.
I feel like it's kind of a slight. But looking at the list again, I don't know who could have, who could have took a step down.
Yeah.
Also center. And I thought about people like AD, people like Tobias Harris, and I thought they were going to be third team. Now, I'm saying this because, so apart from the number of games LeBron played, his record when he played was 28 and 27. So that's almost like a 50%. Everybody else that I've mentioned and everybody else on these teams, they had a very good winning record. Obviously, Rudy Gobert made the playoffs. Jokic was second, right?
Yeah.
Nuggets were second in the West.
Right.
Embiid and the Philly Raptors, they were third. So like all these guys, they had very good records.
I mean, can I say something?
Yeah.
Like, back to the thing he said about the media with AD.
Yeah.
I mean, LeBron had the media around him all year, like usual. But the 27 and 28. If we look at the end of the day, you see, okay, Magic left, Walton out.
I was like, we'll probably need a whole day to talk about the Lakers. Like to be honest, I don't really put too much on LeBron. This season for them not making the playoffs. The people I actually always attack are the people that always say take LeBron to anywhere. Because last season they were saying take him to Brooklyn Nets, take him. By the way, Brooklyn Nets made the playoffs.
Yeah.
But by that time, Brooklyn Nets were a very bad team. For I'm trying to be clean on the mic. But LeBron went to the Lakers and put him anywhere, put him with anybody. Somebody said with 4 cadavers, that's corpses by the way, and he would drag them to the finals at least.
Win.
Yeah, and well, we saw that was not true. So yeah, a
lot of injuries too on that team.
Yeah.
You had Lonzo out, you had Rondo out, you had LeBron out for a period of time.
I think LeBron played with his main core guys for 22 games total, and
playoffs next season. I think this season without LeBron in the playoffs was kind of quiet.
I don't know, man.
I don't think so.
I can't tell.
Player lived up to his expectations in the absence of LeBron James. With or without him, the show goes on.
and we will talk more about the playoffs soon. We're going to go for a break, and we will be back, guys. It is just bounce.
Dripping sauce, still your girl on the thieving stubs. All about no Steven Jobs, bust material, cut from a different cloth. Started in the class, big old pranks. Took advice from my aunt not to pick up skanks. You go see one chance, you go still one dance. Fresh Prince, I just came to fill up bands.